Guess what? My previous video on my trip to Switzerland was featured in Swiss News. I got many messages from my friends in Switzerland and I was like, what, really? Is it a famous website in Switzerland? And they said, yes. I was kind of nervous, but really honored that they found me. Well, in this video, I came back from Germany to Switzerland. I'm gonna ride the Glacier Express, which is one of my dreams of mine when I was little. I was hit by various accidents, but it has become a good memory now. Okay, let's get started. January 7th. I got on the train from Zurich to Zermatt. It was a long trip of over 3 hours, but it was sunny today, so I could enjoy the beautiful scenery. I transferred at Vif station and climbed mountains by train. It was amazing that trains were running on such steep mountains. We also have mountain trains in Japan, so when you come to Japan, you should try it. Finally, I arrived at Zermatt and explored the city. The stylish wooden houses are very beautiful. While walking around town, I found the Matterhorn. Is this real? It was kind of over the moon to see it. I couldn't believe it. I kept walking to the hotel. What is this? I think this way. I arrived at today's hotel. Inside was like this, so fashionable. Okay, let's go to the room. This room is so cute. Look at this. Personally, I like the layout of this room. Very minimalistic, right? I prepared to climb the mountain to see Matterhorn. I thought it was cold, so I brought a hand warmer, Hokkaido in Japanese. Okay, I'm leaving now. On the way to the station, I was astonished by the carriage. Although it's not in the video, I missed the train I wanted to catch. I had to wait for 1 hour for the next train. I had no choice. I decided to walk around the town and found Montbell, which is my favorite Japanese brand. I was so happy. The train departs at 5:24 p.m. It's getting dark around here. Oh my gosh. I might not able to see Matterhorn. I wasn't sure if I should go, but I got the feeling that something good is gonna happen. I got on the train, meanwhile, it was getting darker and darker. I was getting more worried. I came to the place where the Matterhorn can be seen beautifully. I met some Indian friends. They kindly took pictures of me. After that, I met Matcha in the cold, but I couldn't see the Matterhorn. Idiot! Later, I became friends with Indian friends on the train and we decided to go to a place with a beautiful night view together. We went up the long stairs and finally we arrived at our destination. Look at this view! I think it's hard to understand in the video, so please take a look at the picture. Because of the iPhone they had, I was able to take the best picture. Now I understand the good feeling before taking the train. This is the reason that I missed the train. Thank you guys! After that, I returned the hotel through the illuminated city. So beautiful. Oh, so these bottles are for lighting. I didn't know that. I went back to the hotel and had dinner. Cheers for beautiful white flowers. For Japanese people, it's like a dream space. Soup soaked into my chilled body. Salad was self-service and there were plenty of dressings. It was super delicious. I know I'm always such a lucky guy. After having a happy dinner, I went back to my room. It was late and I couldn't use the hotel's washing machine, so I washed my clothes by myself today. I found this heating system very useful on this trip because I can dry clothes. I don't know if it's allowed, but it was very convenient. Well, the next day, I'm finally going to board the Dream Glacier Express. Yahoo! January 8th. I was considering if I should take this photo in the morning, but I definitely wanted to do it as a minimalist. This is being a minimalist. It was really cold. I went back to the hotel and had breakfast. Today's breakfast was like this. Cheese and bread in Switzerland is always better than the one in Japan. Later, I took a small taxi to the station. Finally, I got on the dream train. By the way, I could only book a first-class seat. I was so excited. It was a little bit embarrassing to sit face to face with a stranger, but there were windows up to the ceiling and I thought it was awesome. It's more beautiful than the pamphlet picture I saw when I was little. With excitement, I chose the lunch menu, looked at the magnificent scenery, drank high-quality water, and had the best time. However, I did notice something here. I suddenly thought of it and I looked at Google Calendar. Guess what happened? What? My flight was today? Now? No way, I screwed up. What a mistake! I was off by a day. From that moment, I felt like hell. I couldn't make it in time, this plane, even if I tried to make it. So I desperately searched for a new plane. This is so bad. I can't even think about the delicious food and that scenery. I'm the only one person who is not relaxed on this train. I had to pay for a new plane and had to be absent from work. It's the worst. The food should be delicious, but it's no longer delicious. Do you know what I would do at a time like this? Drink matcha. I drink matcha to calm my mind when I'm anxious. At times like this, I have prepared matcha sticks so that I can drink matcha right away. This is Glacier Express matcha. Wanna try? I calmed down a bit. I had to look for a new flight ticket. I really focused on searching for it on Google Flight. Then I ended up finding a flight via Abu Dhabi the next day and got the ticket. It was the last one. I was really relieved that the plane was booked. I got a new airline ticket, so all I had to do now was head to the airport. But in my case, I still had a lot of to do. It was getting a negative corona test. I've not been vaccinated, so I need a negative proof to enter Japan. That's insane. It was 149 Swiss franc. So expensive. I had some tests, waiting for the result. I was very worried because if I had tested positive for corona, I couldn't go back to Japan. The result was out. It was negative. Yeah, okay. Whew. On this day, I stayed at the hotel near the airport. I was really relieved because all the accident was a strain on my nerves. The next day, I got dressed and left for the airport. I took a break at a stylish cafe and went to Abu Dhabi for the first time. I was a little bit excited. When I was waiting for my flight to Japan in Abu Dhabi, I met a famous Italian YouTuber. Wow, everything happens for a reason. After that, I boarded an airplane and went to Tokyo. Finally, I arrived in Tokyo. Whew. I safely went through immigration. Mario, Shinkansen, Mount Fuji, vending machine, I felt that I was finally back in Japan. I dropped by my parents' house and took a bath for the first time in a while. It's the best. After that, I ate my mother's homemade cooking and sushi. After all, Japanese food is the best for me. Finally, my 2-week trip to Europe has come to an end. It was a long trip, but it felt so fast. It was my first time in Europe, and it turned out to be the best trip, thanks to you guys. Thank you. Lastly, I'm back in Europe actually. I'm in Germany. So I'm gonna start a new travel, which is my bamboo bike trip. Yeah, maybe I'll go to Switzerland again. So I'm planning now, so I'm not sure which countries I will visit, but I'll let you know on YouTube. Please looking forward to it as well. So stay safe, have fun, and thank you for watching as usual. I hope to see you in the next video. Bye bye.
Where am I?